Flow State 101. In this video, I'm going to teach you some flow state exercises that are going to get you to the next level. They're absolutely going to assist you with slowing your mind down, lowering the volume of the analytical mind that Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about that's always blocking you, like the mental blocks, the problem with detachment. All these things are going to come down, and this technique is going to help you with detachment, with your mental blocks, all the blocks that you have from your past, all your traumas, everything that may be preventing you from manifesting. This is something that I've implemented into my daily practice for a long time. I mean, there's some days and weeks that I don't use it, but I always come back to it. You know, that's the important part. You know, you may mix it up with different things, be automatically manifesting and meditating, but I always come back to this flow state exercise, and it's absolutely amazing how well this works. And I actually used this flow state technique long before I developed my attention or my present moment awareness, and it worked. I went to Vegas, won big on slots. I won $50,000 in a day on sports betting, scratch offs, lottery, everything. And this was long before I even went to prison that I was using this, and I didn't even have, well-sustained, developed attention at that point, but it worked for me. But I picked this up out of Neville Goddard's Your Faith is Your Fortune, along with quite a few other books that my grandfather had talked to me about. And this one resonated with me the most. And it is becoming, I'm going to teach you the entire exercise, but I'm going to brief you on it first. So you're essentially creating a feeling state within you, an identity within yourself, that you are brand new to the world. You were just born. You don't have a past. Your future is unlimited. Unlimited. Anything goes. You can create anything you want. And what this does is it lowers the volume of the analytical mind to where you can manifest whatever you want. Like if you have any blocks, or you're trying to detach from something, this works tremendously. Like if you're trying to detach, from something that happened to you in the past, any traumatic events, or anything that's blocking you from visualizing or creating feeling states, or something that you're just reacting to, you can go into this flow state, and it absolutely it's tremendous. You just landed here on your spaceship, basically, and it's a meditation based on this. So I prefer to use this, but you can use this anytime you want, especially if you're reacting and you can't detach from something. You can use this and stop yourself. But I like to do this right before I go to sleep, whether that's in the morning, the afternoon. Let me try to keep this camera on me as I sit down here. I like to use this before I go to sleep, whenever I'm going to sleep. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you go to sleep either. I also want to address that too in this video. It doesn't matter. SATs, you can get into SATs anytime. And SATs is not an exercise. It's a moment in time from when you're going conscious to unconscious. And it's right in between being conscious and unconscious. And whether you can hold your attention on a feeling state or a visual scene during that moment when you're conscious, but you're not conscious, but you're not unconscious, but you still have direct control of the direction of your attention. That's SATs, okay? But I like to use this right before I go into SATs, okay? So generally what I do is I'll take 10 to 50 breaths. I don't count, but I know it's way more than 10 breaths, and it's less than 50, something like that. I just completely detach from the world. I detach from everything. I realize that creation is finished, and that we're living in a simulation. I run this through my mind, and then I took many, many deep breaths, and detach from everything. Just let go, completely relax. And then I tell myself, I was just born. I'm brand new to the world. I just landed here on my spaceship. Anything is possible to me. I don't have a past. And this lowers the volume of the analytical mind to where you can detach from any negative situation that you're going through. Because a lot of times when you're trying to visualize or create a feeling state, a lot of times there's going to be, negative things that happen to you throughout the day, or the day before, or the week before. You're dealing with within the simulation that have your attention, and it's hard to get away from those things. But this exercise absolutely will help and assist you with that. So you get into this, you take deep breaths, and then you tell yourself, I'm brand new. I just landed here on my spaceship. I'm brand new to the world. I was just born. And you go over this in your mind. You tell yourself this, and then you ask yourself questions. You affirm different things, or you visualize. You don't even have to visualize. But ask yourself questions and affirm and create these feeling states within you. Whatever technique that you want to use, this is gonna 10x your feeling states. As soon as you find this and you kind of master this a little bit, but it's really easy actually. It's really not that hard, at least for me and a lot of other people that I've coached and that I know, the feeling states. I actually had a client that used this, was trying to sell his company. He was trying to sell his company for $350,000 and he couldn't do it. And he was trying to sell it for over a year. And I told him, do flow state, then ask yourself that question. How would you feel right now if your company was sold? Literally got a phone call within 2 hours after doing it. He sold his company. And he texted me on my personal line and told me, he says, someone just called me and told me that they want to buy my business, and then they follow through, did the contracts and everything. He was trying to sell this business for over a year, and then he went into flow state and then asked himself the question, how would I feel if my business was sold? And then within 2 hours, the business was sold. Well, it took time to go through the process and the contracts and everything they had to sign. But let me fix this camera. But he sold it based on this. I mean, a lot of people would say, oh, it's a coincidence, but I know that I know more than that. And so did he. He knew it. And he knew that was an issue too. That wasn't an issue. But essentially, this will block out and lower the volume of your analytical mind and assist you to get into feeling states, however you want to do that, as you're getting into SATs. Or however, it doesn't matter when it is. It doesn't matter. You can do this anytime throughout the day. Even if you're not going to sleep, you can do this. You can do this to detach from anything that's happening to you in the world. If there's something in your world that you're going through, a breakup, or you have too many bills, or you have too much debt, and you're just attached to this and you cannot let it go, try this. Go into flow state and just release yourself, let go, tell yourself that you are brand new. Thank you for showing that all my issues are solved. You can use that too after you get into flow state. I love that one. It's absolutely amazing. And but get into this feeling. I'm brand new to the world. I just landed here in my spaceship. I don't have any problems. How could you have any problems? You were just brand new. You're brand new to the world. You were just born. You don't have any problems in your life. Not one problem in your life. Everything is perfect. You just landed here. How could you have any problems? And that's the solution to detachment and creating feeling states, because the only reason you can't find your feeling states sometimes is because you're attached to the simulation. You're attached to something that happened to you the same day or the week before or a month before. You can't detach from it. So your mind is still hooked on it like a pit bull, and it won't allow you to break free from it. And it won't allow you to think or imagine yourself being something that you're not. You know, the analytical mind can be very tricky, but when you eliminate your past and you're brand new, the analytical mind has nothing to discuss. It has nothing to say to you. It has no way to stop you anymore, because you were just born. Like that's what keeps the analytical mind alive, is your past. That's what's limiting you, and the things that you're reacting to. That's trying to recreate those in your world. But when you're brand new to the world, the analytical mind can't say anything to you. It's over. The analytical mind is gone. It's over for it. Game over. You've just won the simulation. It's over. So practice this exercise, flow state exercise. I absolutely love it. And I still do this, especially if I'm like attached to something or overreacting, or, you know, I just find myself like, if I'm working so much, you know, like 18 hours a day on all these different things, even though I enjoy working, I don't put labels on it. It consumes so much of my time and my attention that sometimes I get sucked into the simulation, and I have to bring myself back, and flow state really, really helps with that. So I want to know your success on this. And if you want to have further discussions, join my private community in school. The link is in the description. If you want to join in there, I'm doing 3 live events every single week where you can ask me more questions. And we have a classroom with 500 hours of content. We have all my live recordings. And if you miss my live recordings, we have an entire chapter. We have an entire category with all my live recordings, you know, from the past, you know, 2 months now. So they're all in there if you want to watch those. If you join now, you can go in there. Everything that you've missed in the last 2 months since we opened, you can just refresh and catch up on everything. All the different topics I've covered, all the different courses we have in there. We have a huge community in there. It's massive. It's like 600 and almost 700 now members. But it's such a great community when you go in there. And it's like everyone is on the same team. We're all working together, and there's so much love and support in there. It's like one big family. All right, I love you guys, and I'll see you within school.